Step into the mystical realm of midnight murmurs, where captivating stories unfold under the veil of night. Immerse yourself in the world of Ariana, a werewolf healer torn between loyalty and forbidden love. Explore secrets, unravel mysteries, and witness the moon's transformative power. Join our community of fellow seekers and indulge in the enchantment of midnight murmurs. Don't forget to like and subscribe to embark on this extraordinary journey with us. Chapter 1: Moonlit Convergence. The silvery glow of the full moon, which cast an ethereal light over the thick forest that surrounded the werewolf pack's territory, brought life to the night. Senses sharpened and tuned to every rustle and whisper of the night, Ariana, a young and kind healer, prowled through the underbrush. The Silver Moon Pack, which included Ariana, was a close-knit group that adhered to long-standing customs and a rigid code of loyalty. Ariana had always felt a strong sense of duty to her packmates because she was born with a natural ability to heal. She used this talent to treat both their physical and emotional wounds. She had always been devoted to the pack up until that fateful night. Ariana's heart beat faster as she made her way along the moonlit path, feeling both anxious and excited at the same time. Her duty was brought to mind by the ominous melody of the pack's howls, which could be heard in the distance. But tonight, she was drawn to something else by a stirring she couldn't ignore. Ariana was lost in her thoughts when she came across a clearing that was illuminated by the moon. She saw him, Gabriel, there, amidst the untamed flowers and glistening shadows. He was enthralled by the celestial display above as he stood beneath a massive oak tree with his eyes glued to the sky. As Ariana took in the sight of Gabriel, a person, an outsider, and a forbidden temptation, her breath caught in her throat. She had heard stories of illicit love and hearts torn apart by the impossibly strong desire for someone outside of their world. Gabriel had now been placed in her path by fate, drawing him into her path like a magnet. Ariana moved cautiously closer and met Gabriel's emerald gaze with her golden eyes. A connection was made in that shared moment, a silent understanding that went beyond words. She recognized in him a gentleness and a desire to learn more about the mysteries of the paranormal world she lived in. At first, they remained silent while their hearts beat in time with the rhythm of the night. The boundaries between their worlds started to dissolve as the moon rose to its highest point, casting an otherworldly glow upon them. Ariana hesitated as she struggled with conflicting feelings. Loyalty to her pack clashed with her desire to investigate this recent acquaintance. She was aware of the repercussions that would follow her pursuit of this forbidden love, which had the potential to endanger the pack and upset its delicate balance. However, Ariana noticed an undeniable force drawing her in as she stared into Gabriel's eyes. She caught a glimpse of a world outside of duty and tradition in his presence, a world where love had the power to mend not only her own broken heart but also the wounds of her dispersed pack. Ariana held out her hand with a trembling smile, and Gabriel extended his hand to take it. Their intertwined fingers served as a symbol of the meeting of two worlds, that of a werewolf healer and that of an empathic human. Ariana decided to follow her heart in that moonlit clearing, even if it meant defying the pack's expectations and jeopardizing everything she valued. even though the road ahead would be treacherous and full of hardships and sacrifices, the love that blossomed that evening was worth the fight. So, under the moon's watchful eye, Ariana and Gabriel accepted their fate and started down a path that would put their fidelity, zeal, and fortitude to the test. They had no idea that their love would end up being a ray of hope, not only for the broken pack that would soon find comfort in the healing power of love, but also for themselves. Chapter 2: Tangled Loyalties. As Ariana and Gabriel discovered themselves hidden beneath the protective canopy of old trees, the chilly evening air rustled through the dense forest. With each stolen second, their relationship grew stronger. Their covert meetings had increased in frequency. Ariana's heart, however, grew heavier with each stolen kiss as a result of her pack suspicions. The line between the natural world and the supernatural world was hazy where Ariana and Gabriel stood, on the edge of the Silver Moon Pack's territory. They sought refuge here, away from prying eyes that might have discovered their secret romance. Ariana traced her fingers over the soft contours of Gabriel's face as the moon rose in the star-studded sky, casting a soft glow upon them. They shared an unspoken promise as their eyes locked and their warm breath mixed with the crisp night air. Gabriel said in a longing whisper, "I wish we could be together without fear. However, your pack won't accept us." His words caused Ariana's heart to clench because she recognized their accuracy. The Silver Moon Pack upheld its long-standing traditions and protected the boundaries between its race and the human world. It would be chaotic and disruptive to violate those restrictions. Love, however, had a way of dismantling even the strongest of barriers. Ariana acknowledged, barely raising her voice above a whisper, "I don't know what to do. My loyalty to the pack and the love we share are at odds with one another. How am I to desert my own race?" Gabriel's eyes grew softer and more permeated with comprehension. "Ariana, you are not betraying anyone. Love is an uncontrollable force. It doesn't respect boundaries or request permission. It is merely there. And maybe we can cross the gap between our worlds if we fight for it." Gabriel's words made Ariana's heart soar, and his unwavering support strengthened her resolve. She was, however, aware of their obstacles. The whispers from the pack became more audible as concerns grew like an open wound. She was forced to admit that their relationship had garnered media attention. Ariana and Gabriel were abruptly startled out of their daydream by a rustling sound that resounded throughout the forest. As a fellow pack member named Serena emerged from the shadows, their hearts began to race. Her eyes were narrowed with a mix of concern and condemnation. "So, this is where you've been going missing to," Serena said with a sarcastic edge in her voice. "You are aware of the repercussions of interacting with people, Ariana. Unity is essential for the survival of our pack." Ariana struggled to find the right words as her breath caught in her throat. Prior to her having a chance to speak, Gabriel moved closer. He addressed Serena with an earnestness that belied his humanity. "I recognize Serena's worries, but love has a way of bridging divides. Between her love for me and her commitment to the pack, Ariana struggles. Can't you see that we're not trying to split up our pack, but rather looking for a way to combine the best of both worlds?" For a brief second, Serena's eyes softened and she displayed a hint of empathy. But as tradition began to weigh heavily on her, she became more adamant. "You may think this love exists, but the survival of the pack must come first. I won't remain silent on this issue." As Serena vanished into the night, leaving Ariana and Gabriel to consider the truth of their situation, Ariana's heart sank. The vulnerable haven they had discovered in each other's arms was now in danger, and the pack's disapproval hung over their forbidden love like a specter. I sigh heavily. Chapter 3: Shadowed Secrets. As Ariana dug deeper into the mysteries surrounding her pack's past, her heart raced in her chest. The intricate web of her family history became more complicated with each new revelation, becoming entangled with her forbidden love for Gabriel. She set out on a dangerous journey to discover the truth, which would put her love and loyalty to the test. Ariana ventured into the heart of the enchanted forest, guided by an old leather-bound journal she had found hidden in the depths of her family's library. Its old trees seemed to be beckoning her further into the unknown as their branches extended out like gnarled fingers, whispering secrets to her. The dense canopy of the forest cast intricate patterns of light and shadow upon the forest floor, evoking a mystical and ominous atmosphere. Ariana had sharpened senses and werewolf instincts that were sensitive to even the smallest changes in the atmosphere. Ariana kept having the feeling that someone was watching her as she went further into the woods. In her peripheral vision, shadows flitted, tease her with their elusive presence. She picked up the pace, her resolve unwavering. She finally arrived at a secret grove that was illuminated by an ethereal glow after what seemed like an eternity. A weathered stone altar with ancient symbols etched on it stood in the middle. While tracing the intricate patterns and whispering forgotten incantations, Ariana approached the stone with trepidation. The air appeared to shimmer around her as a spectral figure appeared in front of her. It was the spectral embodiment of Helena, whose name had long been uttered in the pack in hushed tones. Helena's voice echoed, mixed with wisdom and sorrow, saying, "Child of the moon, you seek answers. But be aware that the truth has a cost. Are you equipped to handle it?" Ariana nodded, her resolve unwavering. "I have to understand who I am and the cost of the love I have found." Helena's spectral form drew nearer, locking eyes with Ariana's. "Our pack made a deal long ago to guard the boundaries between our species and humans. It was an essential offering, one that has preserved peace for many years. However, your affection for Gabriel poses a threat to upset the delicate balance." Helena's words made Ariana's heart sag, but she persisted. "Tell me what I need to do to balance my duty and my love." Ariana was touched by Helena's translucent form as she reached out, but her touch was as icy as the brisk wind. "You need to ask the moon goddess for her blessing. Then the walls between the worlds can be repaired." Ariana's eyes widened as the impact of Helena's words began to sink in. She was aware that the journey would be difficult, risky, and costly. She would go anywhere for the love she cherished. The sacred lunar shrine is rumored to be located in the farthest reaches of the enchanted forest, so after gathering her resolve, Ariana embarked on a quest to find it. She walked for days with unwavering resolve as the echoes of the old trees guided her steps. She finally stood in front of the holy shrine, which was illuminated by celestial light on a moonlit night. Ariana begged the moon goddess for direction and mercy while kneeling, her heart heavy but hopeful. Her soul was touched by the moon goddess' ethereal voice in that holy place. Child of the moon, the strength of the heart is demonstrated by your love. But the road you travel is paved with suffering and sacrifice. Recognize that the journey ahead will put your fortitude and faith to the test. But do not worry, I will lead and guard you. Ariana, go out and live your destiny. After saying those words, Ariana got up, her spirit uplifted and her goal crystal clear. Even if it meant overcoming the most difficult obstacles of her life, she would go to any lengths to protect the people she loved. And she was confident that she wouldn't err with the moon goddess as her mentor. Chapter 4: Moonlit Betrayal. Ariana stood in front of the group, her heart racing as the tension in the air hung heavy. Her fellow pack members' faces were illuminated by the moon's eerie glow, which revealed their expressions of confusion and rage. Underlying feelings of betrayal simmered, posing a threat to the frail unity that had once united them. Alpha Rylan moved forward with his eyes fixed on Ariana, his expression tinged with resentment and disappointment. He said, his voice carrying the weight of their shared past, "Ariana, we trusted you. But in order for our pack to survive, our loyalty must be unwavering." The words Ariana needed to stand up for herself and explain the love that had found its way into her heart trembled as she spoke. "Alpha Rylan, I didn't mean to hurt you. My devotion to the pack is unaffected by my love for Gabriel. It only increases how much I can love and comprehend." The murmurs of the whispers among the pack members were reminiscent of the hiss of a developing storm. A pack elder named Isolde emerged from the shadows at that point, her eyes filled with sorrow. Isolde spoke with the wisdom of experience. "Alpha Rylan, maybe there is more to this than meets the eye. Love has a way of erasing distinctions and putting our allegiances to the test. Before passing judgment, we must exercise caution." While torn between his responsibility as the pack's leader and the advice of his elder, Alpha Rylan's gaze alternated between Ariana and Isolde. He gave a thoughtful pause before nodding and softening his expression. "Excellent, Ariana. Your side of the story will be heard." As Ariana recounted the story of her forbidden love, she inhaled deeply to keep her voice steady, and her words vividly portrayed the depth of her bond with Gabriel. She discussed their interactions, their shared aspirations, and the profound sense of understanding that cut across their differences. The hard lines of judgment melted as the pack listened as their emotions whirled around them. They were able to relate to Ariana's internal conflict as well as her deep desire for love and acceptance. But despite the glimmer of sympathy, some people persisted in their disapproval. Olivia, a formidable warrior who had an unwavering devotion to the pack's customs, stepped forward while accusing others. "Love it or not, Ariana, you have put us all in danger. How can we be sure that your actions won't cause our pack to perish? Olivia looked at Ariana as her eyes glistened with resolve. I can relate to your concerns, Olivia. But love is a strength that can unite us, it is not a weakness. Gabriel has consistently supported me and shown me compassion and understanding. And with his assistance, I think we can find a way to balance the traditions of our pack with the love that has grown between our two worlds. The group fell silent as the impact of Ariana's words lingered in the air. It was a crucial time, a crossroads where the future of the pack was in jeopardy. They had seen the vulnerability within their rigid structure and the brittleness of their unity. With a note of optimism in his voice, Alpha Rylan broke the hush. Ariana, your words have made us pause and made us reevaluate the boundaries we have long cherished. Maybe it's time for us to take a second look and find a way that respects both the legacy of our pack and the love that has touched your heart. In appreciation for the Alpha's response, Ariana nodded. Although she was aware that it would take time and effort, she was ready to go to any lengths necessary to close the gap between their packs. She looked around at the pack with determination in her heart, hoping they too would be willing to take a chance on love and unity. Chapter 5: Healing Moon. The pack was assembling as the moon, which was high in the night sky, shone its soft light over them. As Ariana stood in the middle, her heart heaving from the task at hand, tensions simmered and were palpable. Her capacity for healing had become essential, a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos that threatened to split the pack. With his silvery gray fur and tired expression, Alpha Rylan approached Ariana. His eyes also contained a hint of anticipation. His voice carried the weight of his responsibilities as he said, Ariana, your healing abilities have been spoken of with reverence throughout our pack's history. The time has come for you to accept your responsibility and reunite us. She looked over her packmates' faces, their expressions reflecting her own internal conflict, and Ariana nodded. She had seen the rifts developing within their ranks as well as the growing mistrust and fear. She did, however, have faith in their ability to unite and in the strength of reconciliation and understanding. She took a deep breath before moving forward, her voice steady and clear. We are on the verge of change, my pack. The ties that once bound us have weakened, but we will mend what has been broken through sacrifice and compassion. Uncertainty and hope were mixed together in the gatherings, murmuring and whispering. Some of the pack members clung to their rage and resentment, while others looked to Ariana's words for comfort as they yearned for cohesion and renewal. Out of the darkness, a powerful and hulking figure emerged. It was Fenrir, a warrior renowned for his fierce allegiance and unflinching commitment to the pack's customs. His voice resounded loudly throughout the clearing and carried the weight of his doubt. Although it is an admirable goal, Ariana, healing cannot take away the suffering that has been inflicted upon us. How can we believe that the gaps that have grown between us can be filled by your compassion? Fenrir caught Ariana's attention as her eyes glistened with resolve. Trust must be earned, and I'm ready to do my part to earn yours. I am aware of the suffering we experience and the deep wounds we have. But healing doesn't mean forgetting the past, It means accepting our inner strength and forging ahead. Ariana's hands were engulfed in a soft glow that was pulsing with healing energy as she spoke. She approached a pack member who had been hurt in the most recent battle with deliberate steps, their pain visible on their face. Her hands were gently placed over the wound, allowing her healing energies to spread through them. The injured pack member's wounds started to heal, their pain subsided, and their bodies started to regain strength, causing a hush to fall over the gathering. It was a concrete illustration of Ariana's words and proof of her ability to heal. Members of the pack came forward one at a time, their faces etched with a mix of skepticism and hope. In addition to treating their physical wounds, Ariana also attended to the emotional scars that had plagued them. She offered a sympathetic ear and a touch that communicated understanding and acceptance as she listened to their stories, their fears, and their dreams. The pack started to recover thanks to Ariana's unwavering compassion, their spirits rising and their hearts mend. Slowly but surely, the gaps that had once threatened to consume them started to close, giving way to a fresh sense of cohesion and direction. Days became weeks, and then weeks became months. After being split apart, the pack found comfort in Ariana's calming presence. She developed into their linchpin, the personification of their hope, and the substance that bound them together. The pack got stronger every day, their injuries getting better, and their spirits rising. And it was all because of Ariana, the healer who had saved them from certain doom. Chapter 6: Lunar Rebirth. The ancient clearing where the decisive battle would take place was illuminated by the moon, which was full and radiant in the night sky. Ariana leaned over the cliff, her heart heaving under the weight of the decisions she had made. Her future was bound up with her pack and the love she had found in Gabriel. The pack stood in front of her, divided and uneasy, their eyes darting between Ariana and their alpha, Rylan. The culmination of a journey that had brought them to this pivotal moment was tension crackling in the air. Rylan moved forward, speaking with authority and weariness in his voice. "The time has come for you to decide, Ariana. Tonight, the moon's power is at its peak, and it is urging you to make a choice. Will you follow the path of forbidden love, or will you remain with your pack, bound by the legacy of our ancestors?" Gabriel, who was by her side and had a look of unwavering resolve in his eyes, caught Ariana's attention. She inhaled deeply, her voice steady but tinged with resolve and longing. "Alpha Rylan, my love for Gabriel and my fidelity to the pack are ingrained in me. But I don't think these two forces have to be at odds with one another. I've learned that there is a way to forge a new path that embraces both love and duty thanks to the moon's transformative power." A murmur spread through the group, their collective breaths mixing doubt and hope. Some exchanged doubt-filled glances with one another, while others allowed a glint of possibility to appear in their eyes. Rylan looked deeply into Ariana's eyes with a mix of admiration and worry. "Ariana, your words carry a lot of truth, but can you really strike a balance between these conflicting forces? The power of the moon is both a boon and a curse, and it calls for sacrifice." As she met Rylan's eyes, Ariana spoke with a firm determination in her voice. "I am aware of the potential costs involved. But I also think that love and loyalty don't necessarily have to be incompatible. The strength of the moon has demonstrated to me that we are capable of change, growth, and finding a way that respects both our history and our unique desires. The moment she finished speaking, the clearing underwent a slight change. The moon's illumination increased, illuminating the group with a gentle, luminous glow. Ariana experienced a burst of energy as her instincts, her love for Gabriel, and her connection to the pack all came together. Ryland's demeanor changed as he moved closer to Ariana. Perhaps, Ariana, you're right. Perhaps the very people who give our pack its unique identity can redefine and mold its legacy. Ariana nodded, her heart fluttering with a mixture of anticipation and relief. She turned to face Gabriel, her eyes silently expressing resolve and hope. They moved forward as a unit, and the pack parted to let them pass. Ariana and Gabriel raised their hands together toward the moon as they came to the center of the clearing, their silhouettes being framed by the moon's brilliant light. Their internal energy surged, binding their fates to the lunar force of transformation. As a wave of change swept through the pack, there was a resounding exhalation in the air. The lines that had previously separated them started to blur at that precise moment, and a fresh perspective on acceptance and unity took their place. The pack members exchanged glances, newfound hope and a readiness to accept the strange reflected in their eyes. Ariana's words carried a resounding clarity as her voice boomed out. Let's advance collectively, as a single unit, with a new goal and a new legacy. In order for us to thrive and grow, let's celebrate our strengths while embracing our differences. And let's not forget that working together makes us stronger than we could ever be on our own. Thank you for joining us on this captivating journey through lunar bonds here on Midnight Murmurs. We hope you enjoyed the mystical world of werewolf romance and the profound themes of loyalty, sacrifice, and forbidden love. If you want to explore more enchanting stories and discover new realms of imagination, don't forget to subscribe to Midnight Murmurs and hit that notification bell. We release new sleep story videos regularly, designed to help you relax, unwind, and find solace in the embrace of your dreams. Remember to share this video with your fellow seekers of slumber and leave us a comment below, sharing your thoughts and favorite moments from Lunar Bonds. Your engagement and support mean the world to us. Stay tuned for more mesmerizing tales on Midnight Murmurs, where the whispers of the night come alive. Until next time, may your dreams be filled with wonder and tranquility. Sleep tight, and we'll see you in the realms of Midnight Murmurs.